Army teaches you to be good at what you do because lives depend upon it. As a helicopter pilot, there was a pilot, a co-pilot, and a crew chief, and each one of us had our specific duties to make sure that we went home in the same condition that we got in the helicopter. Those leadership traits or those ways of leading were taught to me at a very early age, and I use them right now. I started out as a helicopter pilot, was a production supervisor, manager, made a transition over to HR, but leadership in all those different roles is the same. And it taught me how to be able to look at a situation, analyze the situation quickly, make a decision that's going to be sustainable, and then to be able to look back on what decision was made and whether it was a good decision or not and how we change that moving forward.
OPE has been an unbelievable partner for us. Besides the fact of just having a general place where now that you've pulled a lot of the organizations that we used to partner with individually, and now the resources are all in one place. And not only that, it just increases the personalization of how we deal with those individuals on a regular basis. It's not that they're just telling others about Verizon and about the opportunities we have. It's literally a handoff where that individual is coming to that particular, consultant or counselor in OPE, and I'll get an email right after that. And it's so awesome to be able to see and follow back up and find out if I handed that off to another recruiter who's specifically over that opening and find out that they've gotten that opportunity to start.
From the HR perspective, I know one thing that OPE did was they came in and they trained our leadership team on how to notice or on a resume from a military hire, those transferable skills that would go into civilian life. And through that training, we probably hired, the last 4 hires, we hired 3 veterans. So it taught our leaders how to look at a resume of a veteran and see how those skills would transfer over into our operation. So if they were a mechanic for an aircraft, 9 times out of 10 it could be a mechanic for us. So that's how OPE has definitely helped us.
As we look at the Operation Palmetto Employment, and we say, it's a good thing for the veterans, it's a good thing for the employers, it's a good thing for the state of South Carolina, because South Carolina is a very patriotic state. But there's another piece to that too, and it makes good fiscal sense for our state. If we just take the small sample of the National Guard, and when we reduced our unemployment rate from 16% down to less than 2.4%, what that represented just in that small group is over $10 million a year savings in unemployment benefits and $7 million worth of tax gains from the people who are now employed. So not only are we talking about helping the people out, we're also helping the bankroll out for the state. Now you take that and you put it over all veterans, we're talking about a tremendous economic impact on the one side, the employers, and on the other side, the state. So everybody wins when our veterans have jobs.
We're trying to do 2 things mainly with the military-based task force. One is passing legislation that is military friendly, and the other thing is preparing for the BRAC, which we don't know exactly when it's going to be, but it will be coming. Of course, that's the base realignment and closing, and we don't think there's anything that we can do more important as a state as to provide to meaningful and high-paying employment for our veterans, and OPE fits right into that. It's a tremendous initiative. I applaud the state for what it's doing, and we need to get behind and support OPE as best we can.
I think that the Operation Palmetto Employment, when it was announced, came at exactly the right time. We've got a number of military folks who are coming back from overseas or getting off of deployments, and at the same time we're seeing manufacturing along with a number of other industries in South Carolina starting to gear up for employees. And one of the things that we hear quite frequently is we need folks with a good attitude that will teach the aptitude. So it has allowed SC Works, at least specifically here in the Midlands, it's allowed our business and employer services team to actually start to gear some of our veterans. We've always had a veterans presence with our local veterans employment representatives and our disabled veterans reps, but it's allowed us as a business services team to reach out to some of our other partners, our training partners, We've been able to go to some of the state agencies and talk to them about helping us to gear these folks up, such as Voc Rehab and some of our other partners along that line, to help these veterans get those skills that they might just be missing one or two pieces here or there. And we've been able to take it sort of as a whole approach for the veteran.
The folks were incredible. They're helpful. They took my information. They showed me some things about my resume that I should fix up. They took down what sort of background that I had, what type of employment that I was interested in, and then they started sending me emails and phone calls and telling me about different things. And that's how I heard about a job fair one day at the Armory right there on Bluff Road.
It allows us to partner better. It allows us to create a vision for South Carolina, not just looking at finding jobs or providing quick fix to how we employ South Carolinians, but providing a concentrated effort in looking at gainful employment, looking at developing partnerships with all the other agencies such as the technical schools, the adult eds, the school system, all of the educators in South Carolina that can help us to build a more competent workforce.
I handed a couple of prospective employers a copy of my resume, and two of them in particular were very interested, and I got 2 interviews out of that job fair, which is fantastic. They were actually my first 2 interviews, and I'm very appreciative of the South Carolina Works program for that. The second interview that I went to, I was offered a job, and I was incredibly happy to take that job or accept that job. It is the type of work I'm looking for. It's in management and operations, and that's what I've done in the Army, is management and operations. It is incredible that I had that opportunity.
Now, when OPE came into being, that just ramped it up to another level, because now we're able to use that fire team approach, which is a military term, military unit, but it's one that we're able to encompass in the civilian world that shows that unity, that focus of effort, where we're all focused on, here's the mission, here's what we need to do to get our military members, service members, and their family members who have certain skill sets that we can put to use in our workforce and help to continue to reduce our unemployment rate and build high-skilled jobs.
One prime example that we were able to do with the Department of Transportation was we were able to take a specific MOS, which was transportation, the 88 mics, and we were able to take that military MOS and actually eliminate some of the requirements, because they already had the experience. We were able to eliminate some of the requirements for those folks to go ahead and get their CDL license and go to work in civilian jobs. So I think that's just a starting point for what we can continue to do with Operation Palmetto Employment, with other MOSs and with other jobs, that we can do the same thing.
The amazing part about having this opportunity to partner with OPE, and we appreciate so much Governor Haley and everybody that put this together, because it really helps us be better at what we want to do by providing us the resources of how to do it. And so as we go through and we build this relationship over the years, I mean, we've already seen great results right now. I mean, over almost 200 hires in the state of South Carolina for military. I mean, it really is something where we can sit back and we can say, yeah, that was great. But part of our credo says, our best was good for today, tomorrow we'll do better. So it's how we build on that and how we make it better, you know, for whoever comes out, you know, with that, whether it be just in the partnership and everybody that's, you know, going to be the future partners. I can tell you the return on investment will not only be what's the numbers that you see as far as your hires, it will be the effects you have on their family and on our state. We're South Carolinians. I have a South Carolina driver's license now, and I'm a registered voter here too. So in a few days, I'm going to start paying taxes in South Carolina too. So right here at the end of the month, I should get my first retirement check, and soon after that, my first paycheck in a job in South Carolina.